Hi guys, this is my video on how to install a K&N filter. That is, properly install a K&N filter. We normally do not recommend filters because 95% of the people do not know how to install it and end up screwing up their bike. So this video will hopefully help you guys to have a proper installation. First of all, the problem arises with how the filter is installed. Generally, what people do is they just stuff the filter into the hose. See, the hose is also a rubber, and the filter mouth is also a rubber. So what happens is you stuff rubber inside a rubber. The inside one buckles little and forms gaps for the dust to enter. As you tighten this clip, it will keep constricting. Then the inner rubber thing will buckle, and you'll have slight unfiltered air passing through it, which you may not notice. And in the long run, the dust will accumulate, and you will end up screwing up your engine. So that is the basic thing you have to understand. So when you are installing the K&N filter, what you have to do is you have to put a PVC pipe in between both the rubber hose and the filter, like so. See, here is the ending of the rubber hose, here is the starting of the filter. In between there is a PVC pipe of this length. So what that does is you can tie this separately and this separately, so you will not have the risk of rubber on rubber bending and unfiltered air passing through it. And what that also does is it makes a firm fix. Since the PVC pipe is hard, and unlike rubber on rubber, you don't have this movement of the carb here and there. As you can see, it's very firmly fixed. It doesn't move about a lot. Then once you have fixed a K&N filter, you have to, of course, upjet. Generally people have troubles there only. What main mistake many people do is they straight away go and change the main jet. If you change only the main jet, what will happen is at top RPMs you will have a very good air to fuel mixture. Everything will be perfect. The bike will be happy doing top ends and all that. So even you will think that you have got the correct setting and you will be cool. But what will happen is at low end and mid end you will be running lean. So what happens is generally your most of the driving is gonna be in low and mid range. So you will be harming your engine by running lean. You run lean, it is very dangerous for the engine because the engine overheats, then oil burns, you'll have oil loss, so on and so on. Okay, now coming to upjetting, let's know the basic stuff. This is your main jet. This is a modified one, so your stock jet will be somewhat different. This is the main jet. This is the jet needle. Then the little fellow inside is the pilot jet. Then if you see inside, if you move the piston, the rod you can see now, that rod is your needle. And the little fellow over here is the pilot jet air intake. So if you want me to explain in detail how the carb work is, for low range the main jet never comes active. Only the pilot jet handles everything. So what you have to do is first get the pilot jet right. I forgot to mention, there is also a chart. I'll show the chart right now. Okay, in that chart you would have cleanly noticed that the pilot jet affects all the ranges. Low range, mid range, high range, everywhere the pilot jet affects. So what you have to do is first get the pilot jet right. See this little fellow inside? You have to get the pilot jet correctly tuned. Then you have to go for the main jet. Okay? Generally you can have a trial and error method, like you can know what number jet you have, main and pilot, and just buy the next size jet and put and try it. There is no fixed jetting for any bike. You have to just do trial and error. Okay. And yeah, first you have to get the pilot jet right. For that, what you do is clean the spark plug, put the next size pilot jet in, and leave the bike in idling, or just raise it little and hold your accelerator at 3 rpm. Just hold it at 3 rpm, then wait for 2 or 3 minutes. Let the engine change the color of the change the color of the spark plug. Then later off the bike, check the spark plug color. I hope you all will be knowing how to check the spark plug color to determine whether you are rich, lean, or in the perfect tuning. If you are in the perfect tuning, the spark plug tip color will be brown. If you are lean, it will be white. If you are rich, it will be black. So that is the basic thing. Once you have got the pilot jet right, next we have to go for the main jet. So just try the next size main jet, then go for a ride. Stay above like 8000 rpm, 9000 rpm, go for a ride of 1 minute, then come back and check the spark plug color. If it's right, according to that you have to go to the next size, or you have to modify. So basically, jetting is fully trial and error method. I have an RTR 180 ABS. So what I did is, first I tried the 220 jet. 220 jet didn't work out, it was running lean. So the other method for doing jetting is not only making the hole size big, you can make the length big also. That also richens the mixture. So I put a hex jet. If you notice, it's not the normal stock or round jet which you usually get. This is a hexagonal jet. This is an RX jet. It's fairly long. The normal jet will be half the size. So that also richens the mixture. So if you ask me, for a 180cc bike, first you can try Pulsar 220's jet sets. If that doesn't work out, then you can put a RX main jet and a 220 pilot jet. Just try different combinations. You have to just put the jet, ride it, then feel it, then get to know. The only trick I am telling you is, first get the pilot jet right, because pilot jet affects all the ranges, low, mid and high. So get that right first, then go for the main jet, because main jet only handles top RPMs. Okay, that's the thing. Only two main places many people go wrong. One is the installation, as I told. They just stuff a rubber thing into a rubber thing, so that is not going to work out properly. And when the bike vibrates also, it's going to loosen itself and all that nonsense. Next is the jetting. Many people just change the main jet and start ripping like hell. You have to change the pilot jet also. Okay. And the other thing I forgot to mention is, since upjetting is a very trial and error method, so you'll be needing to remove the carb, change the jet, put it back again and try. What mechanics generally tend to do is, they'll just turn the carburetor, change the jet, put it back in and tell you to go for a trial. They'll not tighten this clip and this clip. Just for cause of laziness reasons. And what that does is, when you are doing a trial, when you are ripping hard or anything, the carburetor starts sucking air through this gap also, which is seriously not good. One, it leans out more than what it should, and another is you run the risk of dust entering through it also. So insist on your mechanic to tighten this and this before you go for a trial, and make sure that you have minimum of 1 week before any race or anything, because it takes minimum 1 week to get things perfectly right, because you have to just change the jet, go for a trial. If that trial works out, then you have to go for a 1 day observation. So don't keep any race next day and today think about going slipping on a K and filter and going and winning a race, Yahoo and stuff. Because sometimes when the jettings don't come out right, you'll have a worse performance than stock also. So keep 1 week time, take your time with a peace of mind, get the things right, and don't forget the tips and tricks which I had told you right now. And another thing is, you put K&N filter and you increase your power. It's good that you do sprocketing also. That is, increase the front sprocket size by 1 teeth. What that does is, it doesn't waste the power which you have gained, and it makes good use of the power which you have gained. Okay, and what else? I think that's it. If you guys have any doubt, just contact me, or if I had made any mistakes, just let me know, and if I'll tell if what you're telling is right or wrong, or if I'm wrong, just we'll have a discussion, because this K&N stuff is seriously complicated matter. I just thought it would be only fair if I just showed you how it sounds when it's perfectly tuned. Okay, like okay guys, hope you have a wonderful time. Hope this video helps you out. Keep in touch, subscribe to my videos. I'll be making more DIY videos in the future. That's it, take care.